I'm not sure why this is the hill that they want to die on, but they've made their bed. Now they have to lay in it.
Is just a gross violation of basic human rights and human decency. And, I asked the vice president if I came back next week, whether or not I could go visit Kilmar. And the answer was no, he couldn't guarantee that. I said, look, I may be the first member of Congress here, the first senator, but I can assure you more will be coming. And you cannot continue to keep this man locked up in this worst prison in El Salvador.
And we also demand the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
I really believe that as AOC stands up here in front of this fictitious green screen, possibly AI crowd, that she was only selected and chosen for this particular narrative, this particular agenda, because she could roll her R's really well.
In El Salvador. And we tell President Bukele, if we believe in democracy, he must be returned. It is criminal that he is being held abroad.
What? Where do we get off telling another country what laws that they should abide by?
And we demand these things because we do have power in this moment. All of us do. Everyday people do.
I think it is a political issue. I also think it's a national security issue. Prince George's County in 2019, their gang unit determined that Garcia was an MS-13 gang member. His wife in 2021, the wife that's now giving lengthy testimonies about how great he is, said that he's a serial abuser, and she has a ton of photos to showcase said abuse. I agree, due process is absolutely important. We want to maintain that, but I think there's absolutely enough here to send this guy somewhere else. One, he's already broken the law. We've already established that.
You want to see something really stupid? I mean, really, really stupid. It's these folks on CNN that show up on a daily basis to challenge common sense. Literally the folks that sit on the left, Democrats, libtards. I don't know how they have it in them. I don't understand how their brain functions in such a way where they would think that in like normal life, applying common sense principles to common core values, that this would be okay. Like we should be fighting. I mean, we didn't fight this hard for our own U.S. citizens to get them out of hostage situations, yet we're doing this for a known MS-13 gang member who has committed violent crimes in his own country, let alone in this country, with a wife who has a restraining order against him and has proof of the abuse, and at the same time is collecting a GoFundMe or whatever the alternative. I don't remember what it was that Carmelo Anthony had to use after GoFundMe shut him down. Use it, and people are donating to this. They're donating to this. I mean, the best way I can describe it is that this looks so stupid. Just looks so insane.
Now you do have evidence suggesting that he was a member or is a member of MS-13. He's also a serial abuser. This is not the type of individual I don't think any one of us would want in our country. He should be deported.
Respectfully, sir, Michael, we can't make it about Kilmar. Like, that's just one person.
But that's the case we're talking about.
That is, but I guess if we look at the macro and not the micro, and just look at the process of this, because he's not the only person there. There were they indiscriminately rounded up people and deported them. We also saw in the news this week, maybe it was last week, it's been a long year this week, but the Massachusetts attorney who got the letter saying that you have 7 days to leave the country. This administration has already proven that there are flaws in this system, and they are randomly deporting people without due process. That's not specific to him. That should be specific to all of us.
So she mentions flaws in the system. There is a huge flaw in the system, especially when I see and come across instances of Carmelo Anthony no longer being in prison. no longer being in jail, detained, held, and his presser attacking the victim for which Carmelo Anthony killed, trying to win a plea of self-defense. They make the victim's father out to be the bad guy. Something's seriously wrong with the system.
And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character who is not invited. He knows that is inappropriate.
I really hope that these words get used against Carmelo Anthony from the basic standpoint of you are not invited. He knows that is inappropriate.
Who is not invited, he knows that is inappropriate to be near this family. But he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words. Okay? What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism. We have conservative operatives that have been posting non-stop about this case.
Well, you can lump me into that category. I guess anyone who objects is not conservative. Should tell you something right there. I should tell you a lot, actually. This is part of the ultimate collapse and demise. There's a reason why Democrats have a 21% approval rating right now, and it's only sinking lower. Ask me how I know that Carmelo Anthony and his family and his defense team are Democrats. Ask me how I know. But again, this is their hill to die on, okay? And the left has completely, absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, and you guys can debate me on this if you want, lost their freaking minds.
Now, I will warn the Democratic Party and the far left that this hombre is not what he appears to be. And if you're going to take his side, you're going to look stupid.
It's the George Floyd dynamic.
Coming.
George Floyd redux.
Yeah.
Too late. Too late. They already look stupid. They already look stupid. They're taking this to a whole new level.
It's worse. It's worse. And News Nation has led the pack, because the rest of them are lemmings, News Nation isn't, in saying, wait a minute, this guy's got a domestic beef against him. He was stopped in Tennessee with a bunch of undocumenteds in his van, transporting them. So be careful about this, far left kooks, because this is not what it seems to be. But overarch, I believe in our Constitution. If the Supreme Court issues that ruling and I'm president, I obey the ruling.
Careful, lefties. This is not what it appears to be. But Bill O'Reilly is right. Obey the ruling. Obey the ruling. We're going to shift gears over to another story of what things don't seem to be the way that they want you to think. Look at this. Colin Rugg, the Daily Caller, visits the home that New York Attorney General Letitia James listed as her principal residence, only to find that she doesn't actually live there. Wow. What's going on here, Tish? James, who brought forth a fraud suit against Trump for falsifying business records, allegedly falsified business records to get a more favorable loan for herself.
Hi there. I'm a reporter with the Daily Caller News Foundation.
Goodbye. You're trespassing.
I'm sorry.
Trespassing. My kids are out here.
I understand. We mean no trouble. We're just curious who the occupants of the home are,
Don't
because
worry
there's
about whose occupants. That's none of your business.
well, there
You're
are
trespassing.
connections. There are connections to
Okay, but
New
you're
York Attorney
trespassing.
General Letitia
That doesn't
James.
matter. You're trespassing.
Are you related to
You're
Letitia James?
trespassing.
Do you know her?
You're trespassing. Go in the house.
Do you know
You're
Letitia James?
trespassing.
No? Okay.
You're trespassing.
No comment. Thank you,
Don't
ma'am.
come up to my house no more.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a good one.
It's gonna be problems. You can
You will.
record all you want.
Be well.
There's a car parked in the driveway.
Hello there, ma'am.
No comment, you're trespassing.
No comment?
Yeah, you're trespassing.
Okay, well, who lives here?
You're trespassing.
Who lives here, ma'am?
No comment.
No comment. Okay.
It's actually pretty interesting that I feel like the best way for her to know the ins and outs and legalities of the charges at which she tried to attempt to bring against President Trump was because she, in fact, herself was breaking those very same laws. And she got busted. The Daily Caller News Foundation visited 2 Southern Virginia properties at the center of fraud and misconduct claims made against Tish James and found that she does not appear to be a resident of either home, the Daily Caller reported. Earlier this week, Fox News revealed that the Federal Housing Finance Agency sent a criminal referral to Attorney General Pam Bondi against James. Thanks to James's lawsuit against Trump, he was ordered to pay $454 million, which is currently on appeal. It only seems fair that she gets the same treatment, right?
If her residence is officially in a completely different state, her job is vacated, meaning she is not the Attorney General of the state of New York anymore. This case goes far beyond just who did she defraud when it came to some banks. It goes to what extent did she defraud the people of the state of New York? If she actually established her residence in a completely different state, New York state law dictates she's not allowed to be the Attorney General anymore. You are not allowed to hold public office in New York if you're not a resident of the state. And that would also mean that the ensuing prosecution of President Trump that took place just weeks later was itself a total scam for yet another reason, because she wasn't the lawful Attorney General of the state. I am very eager to see where all of this goes. The Trump administration identifying this, handing this now off to the Justice Department, the Attorney General Pam Bondi, and saying,
checkmate. Checkmate. She's about to get them bracelets. She's about to get that mugshot. I can assure you it's not going to look as good as President Trump's. Hey, guys, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this one. I want to keep this dialogue going. Hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe. Helps out tremendously. Greatly appreciate it. Check out the links down below in the description. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.